straight run up.
Now he angles it somewhat. Barkadash!
Where do I start? It's been up and down.
I remember being a kid.
I can see that happening.
That's something, there's always something to do. The Unlaced.
Unlaced podcast. It's actually not bad.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're back on the dance floor, the Unlaced podcast. Before we jump into this episode, as always, I do have to commend the last episode, Dom Tyson and Mick Barlow, who one of the guests will probably know quite well, potentially. I don't know if you played with him, but you might have missed him.
Barlow?
Yeah, Mickey Barlow.
No,
Yeah.
I didn't play with him, but my brother was with him for
of
very
course.
long time, so I know Mickey pretty well.
Right, well, Mickey delivered one of the all-time Tommy Sheridan and Ross Lyon stories I've ever heard on this show after a rusty bye weekend where he got caught out for a few too many drinks. So if you want to check that one out, go back and check that episode. Again, to the listeners and subscribers, thank you so much for all your support. The heartbeat of the podcast, as always. Today, everyone knows on this show I'm a Saints fan. So it's a big episode for me, probably more than it is for you. But I'm pretty excited to have Joshy Battle and Brad Hill in the studio, boys. So thank you for coming in.
Thanks for having us, mate.
Good to be here.
How we going? How's life? What's been happening? You got kids running everywhere outside when I was here before.
Yeah, no, I've got a little one now. She's nearly 5 months, so keeping me busy. It's a good thing to have as well, just that get away from footy, just get back home. You just got this little baby that smiles every time she looks at you, and you look at life a little bit different. So it's been awesome.
It's funny because when we had Jack Crisp on the other week, I was asking this because we're the same age. Like we live different lives, me and you. Because Jack Crisp's got like 2 kids, you've got a kid. He's just saying like when he comes off the footy field and like they've lost, and he's like trying to be angry. He just sees his kids and he's all good. Yeah, he's like back. So it's probably the same for you, eh?
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, you got to. I'm still probably a little kid at heart, but got to slowly grow up.
Now, Joshy, mate, I was like an annoying, crazy ex-boyfriend or girlfriend chasing you down for this podcast. Every 3 days, Joshy be on. He's like, yeah, next week. I'll actually do it in 2. I'll do it in another 2.
This bloke's a hard man to catch. I was trying to bring you guys.
Josh had to slip some cash in me pocket.
I really thank you, Joshy. I'll get you back, son.
Pay rise.
I'll get you back, mate. No, but you're a good man. We do know each other, so thank you for sorting that out.
No worries.
How are you, mate? How's the body?
Yeah, going well. Body's pretty good at the moment, so all pretty good from my end.
You're looking pretty good, mate. I think like the boys this year, are you guys happy with how you've started? You're top. I think you slipped a little, but the top 4 for majority of the season thus far, which is great.
Yeah, I mean we started pretty well. Obviously on the weekend was a bit of a hiccup against Melbourne, but we're enjoying it down there. It's a pretty good vibe at the moment, so. Yeah, hopefully we can keep playing some good footy.
Are they like that good, Melbourne? Like, is it pretty hard to match up against them? Because it seems like every team kind of tries something a bit different, but they still they're undefeated at the moment, aren't they?
Yeah, I think they are pretty good. We probably played into their hands a little bit the way we played and moved the footy and stuff like that. But they're obviously the benchmark at the moment. So yeah, they'll be pretty good again this year, I think.
Jeez, it's like he's talking to Channel 7. We're on a podcast,
mate. The thing that's good about them, I reckon, just the way they set up structurally behind the ball. They're pretty hard to get through with Lever and May back there. And then I feel like even just their half forwards, how hard they work to get up and help their team defence, and they're pretty solid team all around. And they work hard. The guys
He's
in
on Fox
midfield,
footy now.
Yeah,
I know. So
the guys in midfield are bloody clean with Oliver and Petrarca and stuff. So they're the benchmark and they're the team to
we match up all right against. I say we because St Kilda, but we match up all right against them everywhere.
Yeah, I feel like we had probably 2 quarters where we played pretty good and sort of matched them.
Yeah,
just the start of the game got a little bit beat up there, and towards the end they obviously scored some easy ones when we're trying to win the game. But there'll be a lot that we can learn from that game.
Yeah.
I feel like if we play them again, we can probably go a little bit better than what we did. But there's something you will learn from that game, and you can learn a lot. So
absolutely,
it should be a good thing for us.
Now from last year, because last year probably, it wasn't disappointing, but given 2020 we won a final against the Bulldogs or something, and 2021 didn't make the finals. Did anything in pre-season kind of change this year of like how we approached it as a club, or sort of the goals and perspectives we had? Because obviously we've come out pretty firing and we look great. So
we've had a fair bit of change, I think, in the footy department over the last few years, and then just more, I guess, buy-in from everyone. I think we've changed a few things, and then we got a new strength and conditioning, we got new fitness, everything. So I think it was a bit of a change up and just a different way we sort of went about pre-season. So it was good to sort of refresh, and I think just obviously that's why we're playing so good footy.
I've heard through the mail that Hilly's always number one in the time trials, and the GPS is exploding.
I actually beat him in the
No,
time trials.
here we go.
I do. We've run 4 times and I've knocked him off every time.
Listen, so last year, Arsenal won that one.
Okay.
That's the latest one we had.
I didn't
Okay.
run it. I didn't
But
run
I
it.
ran
They
a quicker.
said
I
just-
came second, and I got a quicker time than him.
Yeah.
So.
But every
I'm
time
the
we
king
run
at the moment.
together,
Is that right? Is that
every
true?
time-
Yeah, that's probably
every
true.
time we run together, even though
Mate,
I'm
we
about
ran
15
twice,
centimetres
mate.
taller than him, still knock him off.
But
And
you,
he's
so
meant
you
to be
run
this
that well,
big.
do you? Because to be even close to his click's pretty
Yeah,
good.
well, I've only run like
Quicker.
three.
Listen to it.
Not over 100, but long distance.
Mate, you don't run 3 Ks out in the footy field straight, mate. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's unrealistic.
Get him in the cage.
Yeah. Here we go. What about, so Josh, are you like a lockdown back now? Like, because you've obviously, the history of you coming in as like a forward and moving back and forth. Are you there now, or is it set in stone? Because I can't see you playing anywhere else for us. You're too good there.
Yeah, I am enjoying it down there. I think it's been good to just hone in on sort of one position, and over the last few years I've sort of played a little bit of everywhere. So I think it was good at the end of last year. I sort of come to Rats and just said like I'd like to sort of play one position and just focus on that, because it's hard at times trying to go from here, there and everywhere. And yeah, he just said I think we're going to play down back. It will suit the team. I think if you can hone in on that spot and learn your craft. And then Boris Enright's come in. Corey Enright, he's come in and he's been unreal for us. So we're obviously spend a fair bit of time with him Hilly down back, and he's just been real refreshing, and loving it down there. We're a pretty close group. So.
Like, you would have played against Enright back in the day, eh?
Yeah, plenty of games.
Probably had a few W's over him as well.
Nah, they normally got the chocolates over us. But
Really?
we just got them in the finals.
That's right.
When it matters,
Yeah. Oh, that's good. Yeah, because there's always this saying, in, like when we're on the soccer field, you never want to be the Sally's gap filler. Like, you don't want to be, a jack of all trades. You'd rather just be fucking...
A master of none.
Yeah, which I can imagine for you as well, Hilly, because you've kind of fluctuated through like half back, half forward pocket and mid. Like, so for you, do you enjoy that, or you kind of prefer playing one posse as well?
No, I've always played most of my career on the wing, pretty much bloody 9 years, 10 years on the wing. And then probably, I feel like the last couple of years, the wing role was sort of hard to get involved in the game.
Yeah.
Like, it can be tough.
Yeah,
tough
we need to get the ball in your hands.
So,
that's what you're saying.
that's why I've sort of moved to that half forward and back role.
Yeah.
And either way, I don't mind which position I'm playing, if I'm half forward or half back. I feel like like when we're moving the ball well and we're playing pretty good offensively, like half forward is good because I can read the play, use my speed and endurance, and then I guess sometimes when we're struggling to get the ball out, if I can get to the half back and try to make some things happen.
Yeah, bloody oath.
Yeah, so I enjoy both of them.
Okay.
Yeah, they're both.
Has it been like, you probably have a better view of this, Josh, because you were there before, sort of the big influx of sort of middle-aged players you brought in, like the superstars essentially, and obviously some of the draftees now are coming sort of a bit more mature, so we're getting some really good results. But do you find it's starting to gel a bit now? Like, is there a bit more continuity in the squad, like particularly down back? There seems like the sort of same sort of stock 22 we kind of have with few players changing and so forth.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's always going to be tough for the first few years for guys coming in from all over like different clubs and trying to learn the game plan. Obviously, they're coming from one game plan to another and just sort of gelling and knowing how each other play. So I think, the group's been together now sort of for a good 2 or 3 years now. So I think we're all starting to learn how each other play, and it'll definitely help us in the long run.
The flip on that, Hilly, what's it like going to a new footy club? Because I think I spoke about this once with Adam Treloar, and I was like, from a soccer perspective, there's only like 15, 16 blokes in a change room. The footy, there's like 44. So it's like, it can take a few months to maybe get to know everyone if you don't know them before.
Yeah, especially when you come in as sort of like an older sort of player.
Yeah.
I'll come to Saints when I'm, 26 or something. So I've already, been to 2 other clubs before. You sort of already got like friend groups from,
Right.
I've been in Melbourne before, so I have some friend groups there already. It's
His first day at the club, the first time I seen him coming to the club, he got dropped off by his barber.
What a big time.
Oh, hang
Got
on,
a
I
haircut
think
for I came in, mate. Look sharp.
one of the listeners, he goes, "Oh, sorry, mate, I was talking. Oh, sorry, hang on, Hilly's here." I said, "Come down." So I was like, "Yeah, righto. Where is he?" And he gets chauffeured to the front door.
Oh my
He gets
God.
out with
He's
his
got the
barber.
premiership medallion just hanging off his thing as he walks out.
In the BMW.
We've stuffed up already.
How we roll, mate. I love that.
Nah, but yeah, it is like sort of difficult. Like when I sort of come into it as an older sort of player, because all the players sort of all got their friendship groups and whatnot. And yeah, funny enough, I had Paddy Ryder come over with me.
Oh, that's
and
right.
We're
Yeah.
related, so that made it a little bit easier. I knew Benny Longy through Cyril.
Yeah.
And then sort of become pretty close to Josh. So that's
Surprisingly.
that's the group. But the reason I became pretty good friends with Josh is because my partner Sam, her best friend's cousins with Josh. So,
Oh, right.
and
So
then
you kind of
we
connected.
sort of had like a Christmas, and Sam always goes there, and that's
Oh,
with
right.
Josh's family as well.
So you're forced to
I
be
suppose
He
mates.
brought after
Yeah,
Gills.
so-
Bobby, Paddy, come.
I rang the old family there, mate. 'Cause-
At the battle Christmas.
We ran out
yeah,
of food.
because
How good is that?
and piss, but because COVID was happening, we couldn't get back home to Perth either. So
Oh, of course, so
the,
you-
the battles are hosted the family for the hills and the
Oh,
riders.
shout out the battle family, mate. How good's that?
So we went there and pretty much, since then, it's pretty much a little group now. Me, Longy, Joshy, and Paddy are pretty tight.
Look at you, mate. Part of the brothers
He's the
now.
brother.
mate. The white brother.
He thinks he's a brother.
I love that. He's from the area, so he's probably only grown up
we
with
do
them.
claim him. We do claim him.
Yeah. Now, I kind of asked you this before with Melbourne, but I think, what are we, eight rounds in?
Yeah.
Is there anyone early that you guys have come across that's kind of been like good opposition? Because obviously we've had a really good start, but has anyone sort of matched up really well with us or caught you off guard? It's like these guys are pretty good. I'm trying to think.
Well, I think we played Fremantle, but we won.
Yeah, we
pretty comfortably. But
that was in
I
Perth,
think
right?
They're one of the teams that are going to be.
Yeah, they're flying at the
gonna be
moment,
up
aren't
there.
they?
Like I just feel like the way they're playing is like a good brand of footy. Like
Yeah.
you know, no one's stand that. Or you got Andy Brayshaw having a real good year, but everyone else is just playing
They're
the role.
chopped-
But their forward line, the pressure they bring, the heat they bring on the footy, they're playing a good brand of
Yeah,
football.
they have so many key outs all the time,
Yeah.
and they
Yeah.
still it's a good point, really
Yeah.
good point. What's it? I think I speak for a lot of Saints fans when we say we love Maxi King because we had a priority. Obviously, he was a pick 4. Probably should have gone pick 1 if he didn't do his ACL or whatever the year before. But he's starting to kind of flourish a bit and really sort of throw his weight around. What's he actually like? Like, is he that good, or is there still so much that we don't see on the footy field that he maybe produces off the track, or what's sort of the view on internally on him?
Yeah, we love him internally. He's going to be obviously a superstar of the competition. He's starting to be a pretty good player now, obviously, and but yeah, I think he's going to put on a bit more size over the next few years. But now he's obviously showing some defenders he's pretty hard to match up on now. So I think he's obviously a massive part of our footy club. So
Definitely.
No, he's a star. One of my
He's
favourite
pretty
players,
cruisy
but
too.
I think that's where we got a lot of our growth through. You know, blokes like Maxi King,
Yeah.
Joshy Battle now.
Yeah, true.
You know,
So
these
young,
the
can't
younger
believe it.
boys are starting to play some consistent footy. But yeah, as you spoke about Maxi, he's going to be one of the, I reckon, best key forwards for the next 10 years. So,
Yeah, he looks like
the
it.
potential he has. He's still, you know, a fair way away from where he can be, I reckon.
Yeah.
And he's, you know, still one of the best key forwards at the moment. I just feel like he's just got so much growth. And so, I haven't really seen a key forward like him for a long time. So
Really? Oh, that's
I
great.
think he's he can do a lot in his career.
Absolutely.
Not sure if he can kick the 1,000 goals like buddy, but
Do you reckon that'll ever be done again? That won't be done again, will it?
I don't think so. Especially with the way how teams defend now.
Yeah,
so,
because I don't know who's the next Jack Rewalt's on like
Yeah.
700, 800.
Kennedy.
yeah.
Okay, yeah. So it's fucking
They're still,
impossible,
they're
mate.
still a fair way away, aren't they?
Yeah, especially when Hilly's kicking 4, the forward line don't have
Once
to
in
kick.
my life, mate. Once in my life.
Mate,
First
don't
time
worry, he's
since-
letting everyone know about it.
Yeah.
First time since I
Oh,
was
mate.
15.
The same as like Max King 4, they're like Brad Hill 4 and like
Yeah.
25. I'm like, fucking hell, Hilly.
Didn't defend that day.
Just offense.
Now, a big sort of thing we see as Saints fans, and even the AFL community, some of like Brett Ratton's talks, like it might have even been pre-season or just kind of like setting the tone for the Saints sort of media, and it fucking just like seems so inspirational when he talks. What's he like as a coach and as a bloke? He kind of comes across like he wants to just give you a hug and like take care of you and all that sort of vibe. But what's he actually like?
Yeah, I love him. He's like we love playing under him. He's like that. he's got, I think, that right balance. He knows when to like hit us pretty hard and then put his arm around us. And yeah, loves mucking around with the lads. Like,
loves Josh too.
Does he? Joshy
calls him chompers.
Chompers.
Yeah, no, everyone loves Rado.
Yeah.
He does get the boys up and about. He'll get us up and about early, like in the week, like Monday or Tuesday. Speaking about the game coming up, and like a few of the boys are like, shit, we don't play for a few days. Just settle down.
No, I think like he spoke about, this is the relationships he builds with players, and you just want to play for him because of what type of person he is, and I feel like the way he coaches as well, he backs his players and he wants them to play to their strengths. So which is something you want to hear from your coach. So I feel
because you played under some fucking pretty elite coaches across your period. You played under Ross and Clarko and now Rats. So fucking hell, it's pretty. Yeah, pretty
and they're all different in their own ways.
Yeah, well, I was just gonna say how would Rats and obviously I'm not in the four walls, but like Rats seems someone that would be very different to say Ross Lyon.
Yeah,
like where
Rats is, as you probably see, interacts with everyone, and got that good relationship between player and coach where some other coaches you don't know whether or not to have a conversation.
Don't worry, we've had a lot of Ross Lyon stories on here, so we got
I was alright with Rossi though.
You were being F there, so you had a few.
Me and Rossi had a pretty good relationship. But, some of the boys would just walk past. Tommy was one of them.
Yeah, mate. I reckon he still sees his shadow in the back of him or something. But now, because of, as I mentioned last year, like with the way Rats came across. Did he come forward like at the start of the year being like, boys, like finals or bust this year? Or was it more like, we've got this list, we're building, let's go week to week and find that success? Like, was it sort of stay narrow on what's happening now as opposed to look too far forward?
Yeah, I think so. It's just been like big on, like he really believes in us, and it's about us sort of believing in ourselves. And like we've got a lot of talent, but they will only get you so far. So he's just massive on, we've got to all work hard and come together and really start to crack in, and I think that showed like this pre-season. It was pretty hard. Some of the stuff we're doing like combat sessions.
Really?
Once they were pretty brutal and just different.
I was always sorting Josh out, mate.
Who would win in a cage out of you two?
During the week, Josh, weekend me. After a couple of drinks, mate.
Yeah, straight fight.
I put him through the wall and he was so
did you?
Yeah, she did. and the wall still got a big hole in it.
Oh, no.
Sorry enough.
Sorry, Jared, mate. Sorry about that.
Oh, fuck. So he was pretty sort of, not laid back about it, but like more around we're building the process kind of view.
Yeah.
Well, we do a lot of meditation too at the club.
Do you?
You would love that, mate.
Oh, mate. Yeah.
So it's always about, staying in the present. We don't want to think too far in the future and whatnot. So we never really talk about, where we want to go to sort of week by week, as you spoke about earlier. But just trying to keep in the present, mate.
Fuck, mate, it's hard to do that.
Don't look too far ahead.
Yeah,
it is hard to do, mate. Trust me. But, but we do a fair bit of it, and I feel like, it gets easier.
So you're like, there's someone's coming in, you guys are sitting there and they're like, close your eyes.
Oh, we got a site there,
and
we do a fair bit. Like what we'll do a couple times a week.
Yeah, 3-4 times a week.
And then they gave us these new machines as well, which you sort of like got your thumb on, and it tells you your heart rate, how long you're calm for, how long you focus for.
Jesus Christ.
So we only got these last week as well. So we got to send in your results and stuff. So try to do that every day.
Is there any sort of like practical jokers in that? Because like for me, respecting the meditation industry, but like if I'm in a group with 40 boys that I'm teammates with, I'm opening my eyes trying to see what the fuck's going on. Who's
probably early days you would have got that, but we've been doing it for 3 years. So
it's like everyone's past it now. Okay,
everyone's in, mate. There we go. And we even do it before a game. Like we'll be, 45 minutes before the game.
Quarter time.
You probably have.
Oh, really?
You would have 80% of the team in there, and we sit there and do a little bit before the game.
Yeah, because I noticed I'm friends with a few people at Collingwood, and the sports psychologist there I used to do some work with, and she's actually like on the bench through the game, like going on the field, and like when people come off, she's walking with them, like it's pretty cool.
Yeah, we got that too.
Yeah, do you? Yeah, same as mate. We're front of centre, mate. I'll see you at Park, baby. That's where it's at. Yeah, I want to jump to Hawthorn because we can't talk to Hilly without talking about the illustrious
Look at
Hawthorn. Which,
Joshy, like, Joshy.
there you go, Joshy. You can,
I hear about it every
you
day.
can take 5 here, Joshy.
Yeah,
But,
Josh,
mate-
we'll get him off the podcast.
But there's a bit of jewellery that looms with Hilly around his neck. But is it still pretty surreal to like think that you're a 3-time premiership player, especially when you're 28 or 20?
Yeah, I reckon now when I look back, even though I'm still playing, but at the time, I didn't really know anything different. Like I was lucky I walked into Hawthorn at the right
Straight in.
time when they were, obviously at their peak. And when I was younger, I was just like, oh, this sort of happens all the time, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it was unreal. And, like if I was to win one now, like I'd probably do it a little bit different. Like, the way I sort of, celebrate and enjoy in the moment. Like I sort of just like
Just
one
went with
went
it.
into the next one, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and I was very lucky to be a part of that. And then I go on, I leave there, and I haven't played really many finals games since then. The last 6 years or whatever, 6-7 years. So yeah, you definitely do look back at it and think, oh, far out, it's pretty hard to win a premiership, and to play in 3 at Hawthorn is pretty crazy when I look back.
Because
at
how
it
old
now.
were you? How old were you when you won your
I
first?
was
So was it the
20,
first 3 years?
21
Oh,
and
so,
20, 22. Yeah.
so you'd been in the system for a couple of years before.
So first year, I didn't play much. I played like 5 games, and it was my second year. I won one, third year, fourth year.
Okay. Do you remember? I remember watching him run around. I'm thinking, fuck, this young kid's just like living the dream. It's kind of what I thought with Rioli at Richmond. Like when they were winning, I'm like, it's just one young buck that's good enough.
Yeah.
He's just
he was a
riding
little
the
string bean then.
Yeah, he was. Because you played. Did you play forward pocket or half forward then?
No, I was on the wing.
You were on the
And
wing.
a little bit of
He's a
half
sub.
forward, but mainly wing. You'll be the sub.
But like, do you reckon you'd? I know you've won like 3, but do you reckon you'd value one now more? Because it's funny when I listened to Tom Brady, he was talking about like the first couple Super Bowls he won, and then I think he went on like a 6-year hiatus where he didn't win one, and he goes, that one that we won after was like it was the best.
Yeah, like I was saying, like if I was to, if I had the opportunity to play in one and I did win it again, I reckon I'd probably enjoy it a bit more because I know what happens that week. You know what I mean? Like grand final parade. If you win it after the game, walking around the oval, sort of just embracing everything a bit more. Where like I was sort of just like it was just so fast for me. Like I felt like it just happened within like 30, 20 seconds, and you've already done all your lap of honour. And you've sung the song and stuff. probably embrace it a little bit more and just enjoy it and just watch everything what's happening. So, definitely be special too, and especially for the St Kilda Footy Club.
Oh
We
mate,
haven't won one in,
66.
It's been a long time. So
Does that actually like? I'll stick on Hawthorn, but just to go to that, like, my presumption is one thing, but I don't actually know. But does that sort of play on the culture or the aura of the club a bit? Because obviously it's a fans things that people talk about, but you guys are sort of in the thick of it. I don't know if you guys have time to think of that stuff.
we know about it.
Yeah, of course you know,
it's-
but like, is it just like, people say it's a hoodoo and shit like that, but then you see,
Yeah. But you would love to be. I feel like at St Kilda, if you won the second,
you'd be
premiership,
legend.
you-
like
you'll go down.
there'd be 28 statues fucking outside the footy club.
We still have guys from the '66 premiership come in and speak to the boys because no one else has sort of won one.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
But you go down in the history books of St Kilda Footy Club if you were to win an AFL, premiership.
Yeah.
So
I can't imagine what your life would be like after that, because everywhere you'd like.
a lot of St.
You'll never
Kilda
forget-
supporters too, you know what I mean? We've got money, you know what I mean? So, free feeds everywhere, free drinks.
Yeah, what's it called? Where you going after the dumpling house? Oriental, shout out, mate.
Sponsorship.
One of my favourite players ever was Cyril. You probably would have loved him too, Joshy. But 4 flags in 10 years, which it's like a 40% chance he was going to win a flag every year he stepped on a footy field, which is crazy. Yeah, but what was he like he seemed like a pretty quiet guy, but his skill level, what was he like to play with?
Yeah, no, he was obviously he's pretty quiet around the footy club. I was pretty close to him, so I remember when Dale got drafted. They knew Cyril was my favourite player, so when I landed in Melbourne, he picked me up from the airport. So I thought it was the best thing ever. But yeah, I was very close with Cyril. Still close to him now. Still talk to him. But yeah, just the way he sort of went about it, as like his personality, even at training, like he'll just cruise around training. Like it was like he wasn't even trying, and he'll just still do some stuff that you like far out. You know what I mean? Like he just didn't even have to through training. He just cruise around and could just do whatever. You know what I mean? Once the ball was in his area, no matter what it is, he was always got to win it or make something happen. You know what I mean?
That's crazy.
And then seeing him play, as everyone's seen all the vision and what he's done. He does some pretty crazy things, like just the way he's got the speed. he can jump, take marks, tackle. Like, you know, he does it. He does it all, and he didn't need much to win a game as well. So he's once in a lifetime type of player. So it was crazy to play alongside it and see what he could do. Like I still remember was like one of these plays that this always comes in my mind is when we played Fremantle in 2014. It was like the grand final replay, and he's taking like the specky. Yeah, he's taking the specky, and like as he's landed, like before he even landed, he's already taken off running and rolls around and snaps a goal. Like,
just in one motion.
It just like landed like he was like a cat. He's bang up, bang gone. You know, like it's pretty crazy.
It's always the left footers as well. Like when you're left footed, I don't know if it's the same in footy and soccer. Fuck, when you're a left footer, you just look like a better.
You just
player.
look better.
Yeah, you just move better and look better. Right footer, it just looks normal.
Yeah,
yeah, it bothers me.
Definitely.
Can you? Do you guys have to kick both feet in the AFL? Is that
Josh can't, but I can.
He's never kicked on his left ever.
He's too quick though. He can veer off.
Kick the goal on grand final with left foot.
That's unbelievable. I see what you're saying now. You hear it every day.
Nah, but to be honest, Josh does have a better left foot than me.
No. So one of the big things for me was just around like the leadership group around Hawthorn at the time. And sorry, Joshy, because it's just an interesting segment for us. But like practically everyone that would have been in the leadership group or a senior player at Hawthorn at the time was like borderline AFL Hall of Fame. Yeah. What was kind of like when they spoke? Did everyone just listen, or what was like the kind of culture they set at the club?
I feel like I was pretty young, mate, so I didn't know exactly.
You just rolled.
I didn't really know what was going on. Those sorts of things, you know what I mean? But the thing that I noticed, like when I was at Hawthorn, like even when you're out in the field, and then even in meetings, like the players ran like a lot of it. And it was like they were coaches as well. And then when you came out in the field, like you pretty much would never be in the wrong position. Like you'd always just be hearing voices, getting set up early. Like it was pretty much like having coaches out there, just the knowledge they had of the game.
So good.
And even when we'll do team meetings and stuff, like a lot of the players would run it, ask you questions, not the coaches. You know what I mean? Like the coaches obviously would, but you know Sam Mitchell, Hodgie, and all that would always be asking the younger players questions and.
Okay, put him on.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Like as a leadership group, like I haven't seen anything like how that was.
Fucking ridiculous. Who's in that? Like you think of them now, it's crazy.
Yeah, so they've all probably played nearly 300 games. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 4 flags each.
Yeah, so it was a pretty special.
I see someone like even though he's injured or not injured, but like it's obviously had his corky and stuff. But I saw like Gears kind of doing that sort of role with the Saints. I imagine like on field kind of coach. He seemed like that sort of character.
Yeah, he's a great leader. He's probably one of the best leaders I've ever come across in my time so far. And yeah, he's just so influential on the group, I think. And just you can speak. Giz is great too. Like Giz could fit in any leadership group.
Yeah.
Even the way he sees the game, the way he leads, and like everyone has so much respect for him. So.
Yeah, I feel like he doesn't get the external kind of credit that he probably would warrant, and what he gets internally at the Saints.
Yeah,
maybe I don't know why.
And he would do anything for the club. Like,
yeah, he seems like that.
He's got all the respect.
We love it. We should build a fucking Geary statue just for the sake of it, mate. With that corky anyway. But one of the blokes you played with now, he's at the Saints, which I want to get Joshy your opinion of him and obviously Healy, but good old mate Jared Ruffhead. Like, that was for me when he was coming, I was just excited. I don't even know why. He was like an assistant coach. I was like, fuck yes, we got Ruffhead. Like, he's won flags or whatever. But what's he sort of?
He's not an assistant coach, mate. I can tell you that.
I don't know what his role is. He does everything.
No one knows what his role is.
It's just like the Jared Ruffhead role. Like, mate,
he does a bit of everything.
Yeah. Does he?
He does a bit with the list management, like recruiting side of things, and then with the leadership group and stuff like that. So he helps with the leaders and. Sort of, directs them and helps them, and teaches them, and help them build as leaders and grow.
Interesting. Yeah, how's he been with you?
He's been he's been good for sort of a mentor in a sense for some of us younger guys, and just his knowledge and just like he's pretty chilled. You can tell like why he's probably so good. Just the way he thinks about the game, he's like pretty relaxed, and he sort of tries to like tell us younger guys just like relax and. You don't need to be so like uptight. He used to always say that to me, like just pretend like you're playing cricket or just when you're mucking around.
Yeah.
And then obviously he mentors Maxi down at the club, and
Yeah, fuck, that's great.
yeah, them two, they're always together, and yeah, just I think he does a fair bit with the forwards. So yeah, he's been really good for the club, and yeah, I think a lot of guys lean on him in that sense, as a leadership sort of sense as well.
Yeah, he seems like a good bloke as well.
Sometimes.
Sometimes, there we go. They go way back.
Nah, I love Ruffy.
Yeah.
But everyone knows he can be a bit of a sook sometimes.
We love that. We
gonna
love
say
that.
that.
You don't want to get on his bad side.
Yeah, I can imagine. He's got a.
He'll rip you.
Will he? Look at him, he's loving it. Do you get ripped by him?
If he
Would
sees this, he'll probably come after me.
Yeah, would he rip you? Would he rip you? Like it's.
Yeah, he always does. He always tries to bash me. He used to, back in the day, him and Jordan Lewis used to always try to beat me up.
Oh, there you go.
If they could catch me.
Now, this is going to be an interesting one for Hilly, because I don't know if he knows this, but we asked this I asked this to Josh Dunkley when Treloar was coming to the Bulldogs, and Adsy was like, "Oh yeah, what did you guys think when you saw the mail that Hilly was coming to the Saints? What was the inner chat? Was there excitement? Was it like, oh no, the big dog's coming to town with the medallions? Like, what was the view?
Oh, I don't know.
Because for us, it was like,
what are we doing here? Nah.
We're stacking the mids again.
No, I think everyone was pretty excited. Just obviously the class and stuff he brings to the table, and then just his running ability, and just everyone obviously knew like what he was capable of, and then I think to train with him and see like how good he really is and how quick and explosive he is, and then I think our first ever at JLT, like in the first maybe 20 seconds of the game, he got it and just laced.
I think I saw that.
Out.
Yeah, you had like 3 touches in a row and just laced memory out, and I'm like, yeah, this is.
Hopefully I can get more of that though. I need a bit more of it.
But I think it was probably something we lacked a little bit, just that class and finesse, and then like to see that for the fans, to see that straight away.
Yeah.
I think it wasn't just. It was a good trade period, as in like we got a lot of players in there, as in
and we got
Zach
Jones,
you know,
Crouch.
Howard, but like Crouch was a year after, there's a lot of numbers of a lot of change at the footy club, so a lot of blokes that have played senior footy had slotted into the side, and
and probably people wanting to come to the club as well.
Yeah. Because we did, what was that, the year 2020 when we made finals that year?
Yeah.
So yeah, because I think that it was a bit unfair, the expectations on the Saints that year, because you guys know as footy players, like you can play with like 22 less players, but if you've never played together before, it takes a bit of time. Like the Hawthorn dynasty, that was like 10-year period.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
The same blokes and Geelong and so forth. So I feel like now we're kind of starting to see like us come together. But I've got a bit of an interesting segment here, guys, and I'm going to look this down in the camera. But I happen to know a few people that know Joshy Battle. And I've
This is where I start sweating. And
I've got some dirty mail on him now. Joshy has no idea what's coming, but I had a 3-way phone call with some friends last night who actually had the privilege of going to Bali with Josh, and they shared 1 or 2 stories for me, which
I reckon I know what.
I reckon you do know as well. But he'll sit back and enjoy this. But there's as you go through Bali, ladies and gentlemen, obviously there's a few unique streets. There's a lot of unique people out there. They're all trying to hustle and bustle and get you in their shops, and they see an Aussie and they see $1 and they... Anyway, my mates were walking down and they might have taken a wrong turn here, because we don't condone any violence of any animals of any sort. But they came across a cockfight, a good old-fashioned cockfight in Bali. And obviously, for those that don't know, it's not great, but 2 chickens fighting each other, and it must be something of an Indonesian culture. And all these guys were looking at the 3 Aussies that were standing around trying to understand what was going on. And my 2 mates looked back and they looked at Joshy and they're like, Joshy, they said essentially, Joshy looks like he's seen a ghost or he's going to be sick. And they're like, Joshy, mate, what's going on? What's wrong with you? And he turned around and looked at me and goes, we don't have to fight the chickens, do we? Is that male on that, or is that true? Mate, I was like, he thinks he's going to have to fight the chicken.
that would be true, Josh. Josh is so gullible.
Oh my God.
They actually went to the cockfight a couple of days after I left, so there's definitely a lot of mayo on that. And Emilio and Trent, that's where your mails come from, and they tend to... Shout
out my good mate Emilio for that. He stayed late up at night with me on this, but there is one more. There is one more, and I reckon it's a story a lot of people can maybe relate to in Bali, because there are some sneaky pickpocketers out there. And
This one's true.
this one is but the first part is what's amazing. There was I think it was a man, right? Was just apparently, yeah, we don't know, but apparently was rubbing Josh's pockets. And the way it was framed to me was Josh thought he was just being nice until the guy disappeared, and Josh goes, "Who's got my phone?" And the boy's like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Mate, that bloke's just taken my phone from my pocket." So anyway, the boys get on the scooters and they start driving around town and like, we're going to find this person because I need to get my phone back. Anyway, Joshy, you mentioned the word gullible. He's driving past these stores and he's stopping to some of the Indonesian people, the ladies, the shop owners going, "Hey, do you guys have my phone?" And I don't know if they understood English, but their whole agenda was to get Josh in the shop to buy some of their stuff. So they're going, yeah, come in. So apparently Josh Battle's gone through 10 shops looking for his phone. When none of them had his phone. They just wanted to bring him in his shop. So the bloke's just running rings for no reason. So
That one's true.
Emilio Williams, thank you, mate. Dirty mail. The final one was your old man. Apparently looks like Shane Warne and was at Mississippi. And everyone thought he was Shane Warne and he was lapping it up, which is another great one.
He definitely would have.
He ran in and bowled and pretended,
Oh, but that was a segment I was just, mate, the cockfight one gets me.
That's actually made up.
Like,
I didn't even find any cocks.
we'll have to,
Second one, yeah, definitely true though.
we'll have to find out about that. But now, Hilly, we've mentioned some of the players you've played under as captain: Fife, Hodgie, even Sammy Mitchell. I assume Jackie Steele's on his way to potentially be in that status, but he's a fairly young captain, and I think he co-captain was only 1 year with Gears. Yeah, so he's just been a superstar and kind of a similar mould player to you. You guys are fairly consistent and crouchy and stuff in regards to high disposals and hard at it. But what's he like as a player? And because he seems like he's really come on under Rats, and then secondary his captaincy.
Yeah, well, I think early days he was sort of, playing that sort of that tagging role on the better players, and now the roles are sort of reversed. But I reckon he would have learned a lot from playing against those sort of players, the better players, and over the last couple of years, the growth and how far he's come, and he's definitely one of the better midfielders in the competition. As a leader, he's grown a lot, even since last year. I think he's really embraced the role, and he wants to be in charge, and he definitely is the one to lead the way for the footy club, and the way he goes about his footy, his hardness, his tackling, he leads in that way. But I feel like the way he communicates and talks now, he's grown a lot in that area, and as a leader, and he's got that help from Geary still, who's there to mentor him and help him, and like we spoke about earlier, Ruffy's there as well, and all these players. But as a leader, he's definitely grown, and as a player, he's a
Because
star.
are you in the leadership group?
No, I'm not. in the leadership group,
They
no,
just
no.
he runs his own
Keep
thing.
me out of there, mate.
he doesn't want to. Fair enough.
We'll get Joshy Battle in there soon.
Yeah, mate, Josh, he's
in
future
there on a
captain.
Monday morning.
He just comes in, give me the ball, more boys. Nah, but are you with Jackie Steele? Because is he one of the ones that gets targeted and tagged a lot? Because I assume that might be good for you, because you're probably one that gets targeted a bit when people come and play the Saints for your ball use.
I'm not sure. The club's tagging that much.
Is it
These-
stopped? Do they
you
stop that?
You have a couple of teams that might tag a little bit, but
I hate
you
that.
probably got that more of a defensive mid that might play for the opposition team that might go to steal it a little bit. But they definitely do keep their eye on him, because we know how much of an impact he can have on a game, and so they definitely would have teams where they're trying to, if steal is off the chain, they'll
Cut him
probably
down.
try-
Definitely go after him most games.
Yeah, all right. Fair enough. There you go. Now, I got a bit of an interesting kind of quick-fire question here, because I want to get your boys' view on the best player you guys have played with and your hardest opponent you've played against in your time. This is a very tough one for Hilly, so maybe, Josh, you've just been at the one club, but Hilly's played with fucking...
They normally play on me, but...
Yeah, but who's
I would
the
say my hardest opponent, sorry, when I used to play in the wing a fair bit, Blitzers, I reckon he was tough.
Really?
Because of
He's
he can
tall.
run, and then he's so big, and if it's the ball that's kicked up in the air, he's got to...
Isn't he borderline a ruckman, though,
Yeah,
as well?
like,
So
he's bloody 196 or 197 centimetres, so he's a big dude, and the aerial stuff, he would kill me, you know what I mean? And then his running ability, he's same as mine, actually better than me, you know what I mean? So he was a tough opponent early days, but and then probably my best player that I played with would probably have to be Buddy. Yeah,
Buddy.
Buddy Francis.
So how many years did you get with Buddy? Because what did he leave? 2012.
Yeah, I played 2 years with Buddy. No, so he played 2012 and 13.
13.
So yeah. So I played 2 years with Buddy. But
Okay.
Buddy's definitely up the top.
Yeah, he's got status, isn't he?
Yeah, well, he's probably top 3 best players of all time.
How old is he now? How old is he now?
He'd be 35, I reckon.
Mate,
Yeah.
jeez, it's impressive he can still run around the way he can.
Yeah.
I don't know how. I'd be wrapped up by 30, 31, I reckon. If I was him. But what about you, Joshy? Because you're kind of like a key back for us. So who's been some of the hardest blokes you've had to go with?
I reckon, like in my first couple of years, I played forward and probably playing on. I remember I played on Alex Rance one day, and he was just
When he was at his peak.
yeah. I think that was my second year, and like I couldn't do really, and we're getting smacked too. So the ball would just come in, and he was definitely probably my hardest opponent, I reckon.
Yeah. What about best player you've played? Who's been the best player at the Saints in your time?
I was lucky enough. Like I had 1 year with Nick Rewalt, but he was that was his last year. So probably I reckon in my time, I had maybe 2 good years with Jack Stephen. He was flying. Like he won the BNF in my second year, and just like some of the stuff he could do at training. I was just like, wow.
I feel like he didn't really get the credit.
Nah,
he's not talked
so
about.
like,
What was
whenever I say that to people, they're like,
yeah, what's it more?
I think he won
5 or
5
6
BNFs maybe.
He won like 4 in a row or something.
Yeah, but like
crazy.
when I say that to people now, they're like, I'm like, mate, like some of the stuff he could do at training, like he just like when the ball's in his vicinity,
he won us a few games just off his own.
Yeah, and he'd just go that hard, come on, like when he'd run, it was just like fuck. So yeah, he's probably the best player. So like some of the things that he could do in a game was pretty special.
Well, to finish off, this is a bit of a fan question, but what do Josh Battle... Actually, there's 2 fan questions here. The first one is, what do Josh Battle and Brad Hill do off the field that entertains them? Like, what's a hobby or a pastime you guys like to do?
We surf a bit. We like going surf.
No way. That's a stitch up.
Surf.
He can't surf. He's too big. He's bigger than the waves.
What do we do together?
Or no, even individually. What's sort of your medicine to get away from footy?
We're normally together a bit, so
Yeah. But if we're not with each other, mine would be spending time with the little one or going surfing, going out in the water.
That's cool.
But if not, me and Josh together.
Did you pick up surfing
out?
Yeah. Hey, where's my invite? That's unreal. That's unreal. What about you, Josh?
He's back and everything for the next year.
Leamington, number 1.
Yeah, tips for the other.
I don't know. Probably just like I love hanging out with mates and probably like I don't know, whatever really.
Yeah,
I'm
Josh
pretty
is always like doing something. Like he's got
Can't
a lot of friends. You know what I mean? So he actually does though. Like Josh will just always be out for dinners. Always places. So
You can't keep
that's
him
definitely
at home.
what makes Josh happy, being around people.
Yeah, socialite.
Sure.
We love that, Joshy. Now, have you guys heard the term ick before?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure I know what it means.
Yeah, so do you know what it means?
What's your ick?
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
pretty much.
What do you not like?
Yeah, so if like we said anything like about, so you might go, what's an ick of Josh's?
Ick of Josh's,
Yeah.
his bloody head.
So it's something that someone does that's like very subtle
annoys ya.
that just constantly annoys you.
Yeah.
So do you guys have any specific icks? It could be about, a partner, or it could be just about like someone in the footy club who's got, what do you have a big ick on that you haven't announced that fucking bothers you? It could be the boot cleaner. Ben Long.
Easy when he bloody copies it. Like he would sit there and he'd just copy every word you say for like 5 minutes and just follow you around.
Funny.
You're kidding.
And he's so good at it too.
Really?
And it does my head in.
Shout out Ben Long. That's a skill, mate. That's a skill. What about you, Josh? You got anything? It's one of the listener questions, guys. So thank you for sending them in.
Probably, I don't know.
It's a hard one to think of.
He loves everyone, mate.
Yeah, you just love everyone. I reckon a few people might have a few icks on Joshy.
Yeah, definitely would.
Especially after the phone calls I had last night. They're just Joshy. I'm like, I need to find some mail on Brad Hill. I had Tommy Sheridan reach out to one of your mates, Mick, in. Apparently, he comes back. He goes, mate, I honestly don't think I got anything bad on him. He's like, when's a pod? Yeah, that's what he said. I'm like, Mick, mate, just give me anything.
Yeah. Should have rang me.
I know, I should have. But then you might have known what's coming. I was like, I'm going to keep that. But anyway, boys, I love the Saints. So absolutely appreciate you boys coming on. I'm pumped for the big year you guys are going to have and great start. So we'll have to do it again sometime soon. Maybe over a beer, maybe a podcast and a beer in the off season.
Yes.
Yeah, bloody oath.
You'll be there tomorrow.
But pleasure, boys. Thank you again.
You'll get a bit more out of Josh as well if you give him a beer.
Well said. Well said. See you guys next week.
Fuck.